As much as it pains me to say this, and as much as I don't want to say it, and as much as it sounds untrue, I have to say it because I know it's true, and the more time has passed after this event has happened, the more I realize how true it is. Quadeca failed at promoting From Me to You. And I know this is something that can be shocking to hear, because even as a very dedicated fan of Quadeca's, I really have to say this because I've noticed how true it is since the album released, and I want to give my thoughts on it because it's very important to know how to promote an album, because the way that Quadeca did it is just simply not how you do it. Obviously, Quadeca worked on From Me to You for quite a long time. He announced it in this video in September of 2019. 2019, September. He announced From Me to You and said it was coming early 2020. Obviously, that built a lot of hype for it because, Quadeca's a good artist and people were expecting a lot and they were expecting it to come in early 2020. As we all know, it came in early 2021, so not exactly the time frame that he wanted. And I'm not saying it's bad that he took so long on this album, because I'm really glad that he did, because I really enjoyed the album, but the way he promoted it was terrible. Honestly, it really pains me to say that, but the way he promoted it was terrible, because he said it was coming out early 2020. He made a couple videos after that where he gave snippets of it while he was working on it, and then he just disappeared for 7 months, and then he came back for a few seconds and was like, yeah, I'm making a video, From Me to You coming soon, yeah, and then disappeared again until January of this year, when he announced the rough timeline of when it would be released, which actually turned out to be true. And here's why this is so bad. I think Quadeca is very lucky to have an audience as devoted as his, and I think if this was basically any other artist, people would not have waited this long to get an album like From Me to You out. And because he took so incredibly long to make this, he didn't have time to adequately promote it and to adequately hype it up and to adequately make it so people would be extremely excited for this as they were. Now, I know that the sole factor of the amount of time that it took made a lot of people really excited because they were like, oh, he's taking so much time, so it must be good. But the thing is, that was only his most devoted audience. To basically everyone else, it was just like, wow, this guy's taking an incredibly long amount of time to make this album, and he's not promoting it at all, and he's just kind of disappeared off the face of the earth. So that's just it. And when you have something like that, not only does it damage your brand, but it kind of gives you a reputation of how you go about making albums, because now Quadeca has a reputation of announcing something when it's nowhere close to being done, but then working on it way past the time you said it would come out and making people wait an extremely long time. Because here's the thing, if Quadeca said, oh, this album will come out on in March of 2021, then that would have been a realistic timeline. I'm not saying it would have been particularly easy to make a timeline like that, especially because Quadeca is such a perfectionist when it comes to making music, and it's not exactly easy to predict something like that. But I'm saying the amount of time he took to make it after he announced the album was just unparalleled, and I think it did a lot more damage to him than what would have happened if he had made a realistic timeline for himself. Because his YouTube stagnated, his Spotify stagnated. His Spotify monthly listeners only went up when the album released, and that was only because of the hype around the album at that point. I feel like, yes, he did promote it, but he would have been in a much better position in terms of attention, streams, and views, and all of that, all of those metrics, and if he had promoted it in a more realistic way. And I'm not trying to sound harsh or denounce Quadeca or anything. I just really think he screwed the pooch on the promotion side of From Me to You, because if he had done it better, we would not be having this conversation, and it'd be a lot different story in terms of would Quadeca actually be able to make it through into the mainstream. So those are kind of my thoughts on that. Let me know if you guys agree or disagree in the comments below. And with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe because we are so close to hitting 300 subscribers, and make sure to follow me on Instagram at BeyondBeatMusic. My EP comes out on May 9th, so be sure to listen to that when it drops, and I will see you guys in the next video. Take care and peace.